dollar starting the week pretty much where it left off, and traders seeming a little bit cautious ahead of Yellen's testimony later on this week. Do you think that the dollar bulls look forward to any sort of crumbs of comfort from Yellen's table?
Well, I think they should do, and I think the backstory for US rates is certainly implying that the pragmatism of Janet Yellen, I think, is going to be increasingly tested because, of course, we had those comments from Plosser at the back end of last week, a known hawk, admittedly, but nevertheless talking or bringing forward the pace of timing of hiking. And I think some of those stories in the Wall Street Journal, I think, will also underline the fact that whilst Janet Yellen will clearly attempt to be relatively balanced in that prepared testimony, I think it will be much more difficult for her to be so in the Q&A session, because no doubt there will be a lot of cross-questioning, particularly in relation to the continued tightening in the labour market after those recent employment numbers. And I think that's going to be the potential crumb of comfort for the dollar bulls over the course of the next few sessions.
We'll wait to see what happens there then. Confidence in the Eurozone rocked again last week by, as I was mentioning, the Banco Espirito Santo then. Do you think that this could signal round two of the crisis there? And do you think that all the reasons over the past few months for buying the euro may now be disappearing?
Well, I think we would argue that obviously this particular story is not one which is endemically systemic for the Eurozone, but I think it does underline an inherent problem for the Eurozone, and that's still the capitalisation of the banking sector. So whilst the US were able to recapitalise their banks very quickly and that encouraged economic recovery, I think there is still a glaring question mark about the capitalisation of a number of banks. And of course we have the asset quality review across the summer, which could well reveal some rather nasty and unpleasant capital shortfalls, something perhaps rather more systemically important than perhaps this story over the course of last couple of sessions. And I think that's going to be the catalyst, or one of the catalysts, which I think will reduce the allure of buying the euro, and certainly some of those investors and reserve managers that have been adding to euro positions, I think, will be forced to question the further extension of those into the late summer. And I think that will encourage a much lower euro as we go through into the end of Q3 and into Q4.